Good morning, everyone, and welcome to P3 2023. It's wonderful to be back here again. I'm going to be honest, it's hard to believe it's been a year already since the last time we were all together. I would like to, before we go too far, extend a very special welcome to our next generation talent students and to the international delegations that have flown all the way to Toronto to discuss infrastructure with the Canadian colleagues. So welcome to you all. We have a very robust program this year. I honestly have been so impressed with the breadth and the depth of the topics and the discussions, the dynamic lineup of panelists and keynote speakers that we're going to have over the next 2 days. And we've made some changes to the program as well, too. We've added workshops. We have revamped our national awards presentation. And we brought the first night reception in-house, right here at the Sheraton, which means really we can host 3 different parties under one roof and you don't have to put your coat on. The chef here also at the Sheraton has assured me that the menu and the drink selection are going to be phenomenal. The stage is set for some serious networking and opportunities to catch up with old friends. But first, in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, we acknowledge the land we gather on is the traditional territory of many Indigenous nations. Toronto is on the lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. I encourage all of you to take a moment to reflect on these acknowledgements as we gather here over the next few days. For those of you who joined us last year for our 30th anniversary, you may recall that I issued a bit of a challenge to you, right here actually in this very room. It wasn't a very difficult one. I think it was a pretty simple challenge. One, to have frank and open discussions about how P3s are and should evolve. To talk a bit about what we need to do to bring the partnership back into the P3s. And how to reflect on how the council can help you achieve your goals and support the industry everyone in this room has worked so hard to develop. This past year has been proof positive that people have taken that challenge to heart. To help lead the evolution of the market and push for new growth areas, the council created the Municipal Engagement Advisory Group, led by Tom Barlow, a partner at Fasken, and we have a new data and research committee. Our ad hoc group on Eiffel has continued to work with the federal government to adjust its federal tax legislation to avoid unfairly impacting P3s, the results of which we hope to see in the coming weeks. I'd like to extend a big thank you to those volunteer members. Their work has greatly influenced the creation of our new committees and shown what is possible when our members work together on issues. I would also like to say a huge thank you to everyone who has taken the time to reach out, to talk to us about their concerns, to share their thoughts and solutions, and to join us in advancing the council's mandate. I think it's important to note that the discussions I've had with members over the past year or more have indicated a clear commitment from both sides of the table to P3s and a desire to design Canada's next generation of projects that provide value to taxpayers. To drive the discussion forward, to develop a more robust and innovative market, we've released the Evolution of Canada's Model discussion paper, which was circulated prior to the conference. The paper lays out the common themes we've heard from industry, as well as some key questions we've heard. These key questions will guide discussions taking place in the 5 workshops that we have scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. The ideas and experiences raised at these workshops will help the council develop policy, share best practices, and set priorities for the coming year as we ramp up our advocacy activities across the country. We know you have strong opinions. We know you have expertise and ideas, and I encourage you to take part in this important step for the industry. Over the last year, we've also made some significant changes at the council to ensure we are best able to respond to the industry's needs. Joining our Director of Strategic Communications, Jennifer Robinson, are Michelle Coates-Mather, our Head of Policy and Public Affairs, Adam Straker, our Director of Sponsorship and Member Services, and we've also welcomed Sam Gillette as our Communications Officer and Nicole Woodrick as our Executive Assistant. I am very confident with this team in place that we will be able to continue to build on the progress we've made over the past almost 2 years that I've been in this role. I remain incredibly excited by the enthusiasm of our members, and I look forward to what we can do together over the next 2 days. Now, I do have just a couple of housekeeping items for everyone. First, the council would like to thank Altus Group for providing the Wi-Fi at the conference. So if you've not yet connected, you can do so using the code word Altus Group, all one word. Also, to enhance your networking, book meetings and boardrooms, and to stay on top of P3 2023 program, please be sure to download our P3 2023 Conference and Networking app sponsored by TIPSA.